Anastasia Book 2. Chapter 2. A money-making machine. During my first days of talking with Anastasia, I saw her as a recluse with her own unique way of looking at the world. Now, after all that I have heard and read about her, after all her subsequent penetrations into our lives, she has become a kind of an anomaly. My head has started to swirl in confusion. It is with great effort that I am trying to let go of the incoming tide of information and conclusions and get back to the simplicity of my first impressions. And to answer the oft-repeated question, why didn't you bring Anastasia out of the taiga? I wanted very much to bring Anastasia out of the taiga. But I realized it couldn't be done by force. I needed to try and show her how useful and appropriate her stay in our society would be. I reflected on which of her abilities could be used by people and my business in particular, with benefit accruing to her as well. And suddenly, I realized something. This Anastasia standing before me would be a real money-making machine. For one thing, she is easily capable of healing people from any disease. And she does this without making any kind of diagnosis, but simply chasing out of the body any pains and sores that have invaded it. And she doesn't even have to touch the body. I experienced this for myself. She be utterly concentrated, looking out with her kind, unblinking bluish-gray eyes. And the body seems to warm up from her look, and even one's feet begin to perspire. All sorts of toxins escape through perspiration. People pay big money for medicines and operations. If one doctor can't help, they go to another or go to psychics or bioenergy therapists just to get cured of a single disease, sometimes spending weeks or months or even years in their search for a cure, while Anastasia's method takes but a few minutes. I calculated that if she spends even 15 minutes on one patient and charges just 250,000 rubles for that, although many healers charge a good deal more, that would make 1 million rubles an hour. But that's by no means the limit. Operations, for example, can cost up to 30 million rubles. It seemed as though a sound business plan was taking shape in my head. I decided to work out some details and asked Anastasia, "So, that means you can rid a person's body of any and all ills?" "Yes," replied Anastasia. "I think I could eliminate any and all." "How much time do you need to spend on a single patient?" "Sometimes quite a lot." "A lot, that's how long?" "Once it took me more than 10 minutes. 10 minutes, that's nothing. Some people take years to get better. 10 minutes is a long time, considering the fact that I have to concentrate, as it were, and decrease my sense of conscious awareness. That's not a problem, conscious awareness can wait. You know so much as it is. I've thought of something, Anastasia. What have you thought of? I'll take you with me. In a big city, we'll hire a decent office for you, I'll advertise and you can treat people. You'll be of great help to all sorts of people, and we'll have a right good income. But I sometimes treat people right now as it is. When I visualize with the docniks, to help them understand the world of plants around them, my ray also eliminates their diseases, only I try not to eliminate all diseases. But they don't even know that you're the one that's doing it, they don't pay you any money for it, or even say thank you. You don't get anything for your labors? I do. What? I feel happy. Well, that's fine then. You can be happy and delighted, and the business will come as well. But what if somebody does not have any money to pay for treatment? She inquired. Now why are you jumping into trifling matters like that? You don't have to think about that. You'll have secretaries and an administrator. All you need to think about is treating people, perfecting yourself, and attending seminars to share your experience and exchange ideas with other healers. Do you know yourself how your method works, your ray, and what the underlying principle is? Yes, I know. And this method is known in your world too. Doctors and career scientists know about it. Or at least they feel its beneficial effect. In hospitals, they try to talk with their patients cheerfully, so as to uplift their spirits. Doctors have long noticed a state of depression, it is difficult to cure their disease, and medicines do not help, while if you treat a patient with love, the disease will go away more quickly. So why has nobody tried learning this method and developing it to the degree you have? Many scientists are trying to learn it. And many people you call folk healers also use this method, and they are having some success. This is the same method Christ Jesus healed by, as well as the saints. Much is said about love in the Bible because this feeling has a beneficial influence on man. It is the strongest feeling of all. Why do healers and doctors have so little success, and you have so much? Because they live in your world, and they, just like everyone else in that world, have taken in harmful feelings. What kind of harmful feelings, and what do they have to do with it? Harmful feelings, Vladimir, are anger, hatred, irritation, jealousy, envy, and others. They and other similar feelings make man weaker. You mean to say, Anastasia, that you hardly ever get angry? Angry? I never get angry. All right, Anastasia. It's not important how this effect comes about, it's the final result that's important, and what benefit can be derived from it. Tell me, would you agree to go with me and get involved in treating people? Vladimir, you see, my home is here, this is my motherland, the place where I belong. It is only by staying here that I can fulfill my purpose. Nothing gives man greater strength than his motherland, the space of love created by his parents. Treating people, delivering them from physical ailments, I can do that right here from a distance, with the help of my ray. Well, all right. If you don't want to travel, you can do your treating from a distance. You and I can set up an arrangement as to where those wishing treatment can come. They will pay their money and you will heal them at a specific time. We'll draw up a schedule. Would you agree to that? Vladimir, I know you want to make a lot of money. You shall have it. I shall help you. Only that is not the way to do it. In your world people charge for treatment, there is no other way in your world. But I would rather do that without any question about money. Besides, everybody indiscriminately, since I have not fully realized in which cases healing will be helpful, and in which ones harmful. But I shall try to become aware of this and understand. And as soon as I can decipher. What drivel is that? I broke in. How can healing or treating a person be harmful? Or do you mean harmful to yourself? Healing of physical ailments can often bring harm to the one healed. It seems, Anastasia, your sophistications have given you a somewhat inverted concept of good and evil. Doctors have always been held in high regard by society, even though they have not performed their services free of charge. And, since you cite the Bible so much, you'll find that is not forbidden even there, So cast those doubts out of your head. Curing someone is always a good thing. You see, Vladimir, I know this from experience. My grandfather showed me an example of the harm that healing can bring when it is not thought through, when the patient himself does not participate in the healing. What kind of strange philosophy you have here? I offer you a joint business venture. What have such examples got to do with it?